She's a Mona Lisa. Everyone's lining up to see her. She's a Mona Lisa. Everyone's lining up to see her. There must be something about her features. You'll find her beauty goes much deeper once you get to meet her. You see her walking down the boulevard. She got the posture of a superstar. She looks so fly in those Gucci.
Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. I'm Sylvia and I'm so grateful to have you here with me today. As you may know, the Fujifilm's cameras are famous for their color science as its selling point on the market and film simulation recipe. I bet you probably see and hear the words quite a lot lately on social media platforms. Here are the things. I have noticed while surfing a lot of forum and discussion, many people who own Fujifilm camera, especially the model X100VI, and sometimes still confused about how to program the recipe into their camera, especially the first-time user. And I know it can be frustrating to invest in an expensive camera only to leave it gathering dust on the shelf, right? So if that's your frustration, please don't stay with me because I make this video just for you. So to install the recipe, we need to know where to find it, right? You can just go to fujiweekly.com or Reddit to find some recipe with the keywords of film stimulation for Fujifilm.
Oh, wait, I almost forgot to mention. When you're looking for the recipes on the fujiweekly.com, there is one thing to remember. The recipe on the website are organized by the sensor, so you should look up the name of the sensor model of your camera. In this case, I am selecting the extreme 5 sensor for the X100VI, and then there are a bunch of them showing up. Click on the one that you like, rolling down, and you will see all the information that you need to input in your camera to create a film look. Okay, let's install the first one. You can see all the settings information on the right side of the screen right now. When you have this setting, head over to the menu in your camera and find the IQ tab. The first thing is to choose the slot for your recipe. In this case, I choose C7 and then I custom the name for it. Click save the name first and then go back to edit check to set up the recipe. You need to make sure the top info show the C that you choose or it will override your other recipe slot. Next, I will go to the film stimulation tab, choose the classic negative, click OK. Then go to the dynamic range, switch it to 100% like this. Similarly to highlight and shadows, under the tone curve tab, highlight -2 and 0.5 for shadow. Beside the film stimulation, I think the setting that affects the film color the most is the white balance tab, as it has the color mapping of blue, red, green, yellow, and pink. So if you want to mimic the specific film look, don't forget to set up this tab. You can also play around with it to find the color set that you want. And so on, you can set up all the settings that stay on the recipe into your camera. It's all in the IQ tab. Okay, I think we are ready to shoot. To set the recipe, you just have to click on the Q button at the right edge of the camera. Choose the C7. Then the recipe will apply on your screen so you can see the color of it.
before we go on to the next part, I will go over some basics that you need to know if you are new to the Fuji shooting system.
On the top right corner of the camera, you can see the big ring right here is the controller of the ISO and shutter speed of the camera. But in this case, I just use it to control the ISO to make my life easier. So to change the ISO setting, you need to leave the ring first, and then you can turn the ring to the left or right to change the number. When you work with the ISO, I suggest that you should not leave it as auto. Instead, you can choose a setting based on the ambient light available to set the ISO. And I also use the following cheat sheet to practice my ISO setting. The higher the ISO number, the more light you are letting into your photo. However, I usually avoid setting these ISO too high, like above 1600, because it can lead to degraded image quality and cause your photo to be noisy or grainy.
This one is the aperture control ring on the Fujifilm X100VI, and you can see the auto here. If you want to set it auto, just leave it there.
The aperture will affect two main things in your photos. First is the depth of field of the photos, and the second is the lighting that the camera let into your photo. If you want to shoot a blur background photo with a standout subject like the example, you should set the lower f around 1.4, 2 or 2.8, depends on the lens of your camera. The smaller the number of the aperture, the more blur background you get. In some cases, you can play with the focus on the background, so we will achieve the photo like this, with the blur foreground and clear background. On the other hand, if you want to capture a photo of a scenic view or a big landscape with everything clear and sharp, you should set the aperture higher, from 5.6 or up to 16, so everything from the foreground to the distant peaks are in focus. Let's move on to the next part, shutter speed. Okay, when you look at the camera screen at the bottom, you will see 4 indicators. The first one is shutter speed, the second one is the aperture, the third one is the digital light meter, the last one is the ISO. And the command dial of the shutter speed is right here on the top right of the camera. Okay, so what is the shutter speed? It is simply the speed at which the shutter of the camera opens and closes, and the light will hit your camera sensor in that very moment. It controls how bright or dark the photo turns out, and also controls how sharp or blurry any moving subject with the motion can be captured in the photo. Usually for a well-exposed environment and a still subject, I will set a faster shutter speed for clarity and sharpness, like anything between 600 to 2000. On the other hand, in the low light and night environments, I will have to use a slower shutter speed to allow more light into the camera. And you can see the fast-moving objects like people or cars will be blurred in this picture. Okay, the last setting I want to talk about is how to use the EV. On the top right of your camera, you will see the disc that we can rotate to left or right to control the EV. Using the exposure compensation is very easy. If an image appears to be dark, you dial a positive number plus EV to brighten the image. And if the image appears on the LCD is bright, you dial a negative number. I often use the positive 0.3 or 0.6 EV to shoot my photo. Sometimes it can be higher depending on the light condition, but never past the plus 2 EV.
In the last part of this video, I am going to use the recipe by Reggie
and challenge myself to shoot in the low light condition. I recently discovered this local area and I believe it will be an excellent location for me to practice night photography. Okay, let's go together, shall we?
Pick a movie, I'll pick you up, we'll go eat sushi. Or we'll go downtown, with our best moves we can boogie. Oh my, we both look so fly, like sweet apple pie. Yeah, they want a piece of us.
Every night I try to love, but your heart is made of stone. All my tears, they fall like rain, yet you leave me here alone. I give you all I have inside. You pretend it's all pretend. Your empty eyes, they break me down. Will this torment never end? Endless pain, it's all I know. Hurt me more or let me go. In this game, my heart will lose. Change your ways or set me loose. Cold nights and colder days, living in the
Okay, so that's wrap up all the content that I want to cover in this video, except the second recipe. I don't remember that, but I will leave it for you guys to try and see how it goes. I do not claim to be an expert by any means, but I hope that what I have shared help you to get better understanding of the Fujifilm shooting system, and you can capture a lot of beautiful photos. If you find this video helpful, please give me a like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!
Endless pain, it's all I know. Hurt me more.